That's because I wasn't saying anything. All right, well, I'm about to start this show, so tap in, and I definitely will talk to you later. All right, baby.
Yeah, glitch the guarantee. E&E. With your boy shit. Glitch, nigga. Shit, I'm about to flood the streets like when the levees break. Criminal minds, my Garcia can navigate. Flowing while I'm blowing this gas. Nigga, no grace. Niggas not seeing me ever. I mean, no days. Fuck around and end up gone. You get in this place. E&E, the shit that I claim. You dealing with grace. Took over the game by storm like Rain's mixtape. Thankfully, I've been up in smoke like my mixtape. Counting cheddar shit, I'm about to make a grilled cheese. Niggas be faker than bad bitches with good leads. On my John Wick shit like Keanu Reeves. Replacements won't be enough, you need the whole team. I've been a G since I could finish my ABCs. Kept it a buck so real niggas look up to me. This butcher boy shit get crazy. When it's sick of me, I'm coughing out these dope bars till they sick of me.
Can't get rid of me, still can't find a remedy. Still blowing palmers if it comes to Hennessy. E&E, we own our shit independently. When I go out on a limb, I take extremities. I can see right through transparency. Hurt self-esteem, low insecurities. Now or never, like glitch the guarantee. What's the recipe? King L's reflection 3. All these chapters in my life, you can turn the page. Books can't tell you my story, gotta live a dance. Glitch got my back, yeah, you can copy that. Man, we control the seat, you can copy that. Leave your whole state red like Republicans. Put fire on the track, now it's bubbling. Put your boys E&E, you in trouble, kid. Add first 100 mil, you can double.
Let's go. All the hustlers getting money, let it show. Automatic, nigga, how we get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Put your boy shit, nigga, let's go. All the hustlers getting money, let it show. It's automatic, nigga, how we get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Put your boy shit, nigga, let's go.
Blow sick around the jealous in the motherfucker. Can't even take a step, that's how far I trust you. This black boy turned to shine the king under pressure. West side fat jacks, I took more than measure. Shave the extras, last business starter feed. Street blues, what I talk, royal blood flowing free. Power on my mind, knows the gang is kind. Read between the lines, it was in my eye. If they ain't got real lines, it ain't hard to spot a counterfeit. Undefeated, ultra real, Fern Gully Mountain shit. Couple hot shots, turn on the frozen margaritas. Even better when it's served with some flawless features. Next year they gotta pay for these flawless features. Flawless victories from the flaws that they teach us. Now my flow imitate how I board the plane non-stop. The little J gon' take over with my time stop.
Yeah, I get right to it. My nigga, we begging pardon. We putting niggas back in boxes. Yeah, they need harder. My flow be retarded. Sick, I need hella help. My groove came back. This must be how Stella felt. We just started kicking it like a yellow belt. We all made it to the pros. This is how LaMelo felt. You better yell out help. Here comes the double team. You catch me in the spot. Then you know that the boy is clean. The Louis V look mean with the magazine. So if you try it, you get shot. No vaccine. If you was asleep before I came, then I'm the caffeine. I pulled the jokers out the deck. There ain't no laughing. In CEO fashion, we sticking to the business. Wouldn't even let a vegan knock me off my chicken. Something about the BBS when the sun is hitting. Should be flashing like the lights when you getting Let's go. All the hustlers getting money, let it show. It's automatic, nigga, how we get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Put your boy shit, nigga, let's go. All the hustlers getting money, let it show. It's automatic, nigga, how we get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Put your boy shit, nigga, let's go.
Yeah. What up? You already know it's the man about town, Virgil Berry, a.k.a. Stacks with the Facts. And y'all know y'all tuned in to another episode of Real Talk Podcast. I got to handle and take care of something real quick. Y'all look right out to this song while I take care of this, but I'll be right back, y'all. Just give me a couple seconds.
Hey. Yeah. Glitch the guarantee.
E&E. 2020 got me seeing so clear. It's your boy shit. Motion glitch. You cool nigga. This is
Boogie Major.
we on the rise now. Middle fingers in the sky now. Rolling hate, so we high now. How we ride now? All coops with the top down. And we listening the top down. Trees got a whole pound. Real G's when we come round. Niggas know how it's going down. Yeah, we on the up, bitch. Real shit you should fuck with. E&E throwing up shit.
And we stay ballin'. Like this muscle by Spalding. All looking for the fall in. Switch don't fall in. And we go all in. While we listening to all in.
Okay, I gotta cut that off for y'all, man. I apologize about that. I just had to holler at my man Els came through real quick, man. I had to chop it up with El, you know what I'm talking about. But y'all already know what it is. It's the man about town, Virgil Berry, aka Stacks with the Facts. And y'all already know what it is, man. Y'all tuned in to Real Talk Podcast. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see that sign on there. Y'all see what it say. Y'all know what it do, man. Hit the like button, smash that like button. Click on the bell, subscribe to the page. Y'all know we about to go in. What's going on with y'all? How y'all doing tonight, man? Y'all already know how we doing it tonight. We going in. You hear me? About to chop it up with my brother Christian. But y'all already know how we do it, man. How did y'all like last night's show, though? Last night's show was fire, right? Me and El definitely chopped it up last night and got it in with y'all. How y'all doing today, man? Wednesday, hump day, middle of the week. You know what I'm talking about? We almost there, y'all. We almost there. Don't even trip. We almost there, man. How y'all doing this evening, man? Make sure y'all meet and greet each other as y'all come up in the demonstration. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful thing, man. Last night's show was off the chain. It was fire. We got it in. Chopped it up about the attack on masculinity, freedom of speech, and censorship as well. You know what I'm saying? We chopped it up for sure. You know what I'm saying? And like I've always been telling y'all, you know, our freedom of speech is definitely under attack. You know what I'm saying? We got to defend it at all costs. Our masculinity is under attack. We have to defend it at all costs. And censorship is one of the main tools being used to bring about the destruction of freedom of speech and masculinity. And it's our natural right as men, right, to defend it at all costs. So, you know, that's how we rocking out tonight, man. How y'all doing this evening, man? Yeah, we're going to have my man Christian come up here in a second. We got to chop it up with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Chop it up with my brother Christian. Drop some jewels and some game on y'all about this mechanic situation. You know what I mean? And I have people like Christian come on for a lot of reasons, but one of the main reasons is because they deserve their shine. You know what I'm saying? They deserve to have a voice. They deserve a platform that gives them the proper shine they deserve for the good things that they're doing. And my man Christian is definitely deserving of that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I've been knowing Christian since we was in the 6th grade, man. You know what I mean? And it's just a beautiful thing to see a brother, you know what I'm saying, make a living for himself, being his own boss, being very successful at it, you know what I'm saying, taking care of his family and setting an example, you know what I'm saying, setting an example for the young brothers out there, you know what I'm saying, that you ain't got to be out here in the streets, man. You ain't got to be a athlete. You ain't got to be trying to be a rapper, entertainer, man. You can make real good money, and you can also learn a very valuable skill that is very, very necessary, very, very, very lucrative. It can take you to a lot of places. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to chop it up with Christian about that. You know what I mean? Shouts out to everybody in the chat room. You know what I'm saying? Everybody out there in the clouds watching and listening. You know what I'm saying? Y'all could be anywhere in the world, but y'all right here with me, man. I appreciate that. I really do, man. I love y'all for that. Don't make no mistake about it, man. I'm very appreciative of that. I'm very thankful for that. I'm very grateful for that. Because like I just said, y'all could be anywhere in the world, but y'all right here with me. And that's a beautiful thing. You know what I'm talking about? So, yeah, man, last night we chopped it up. Tomorrow night is ladies' night. We going in. I got a special guest coming on. You know what I'm saying? It's just a beautiful thing to see women who are awake out here. Let's just say that. You feel me? So tomorrow night, we're going to have my girl Brandy Ann on the show. You know what I'm saying? Chop it up about some various things. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful thing because I don't hear too many women speaking in the way she speaks. I don't hear too many women speaking on the things she speaks on. I don't hear too many women doing their research and their due diligence on various topics and situations and demonstrations like how I do. So it's a beautiful thing. We're going to chop it up with Brandy Ann tomorrow. If y'all looked on my video list, y'all already seen the post. So we're going in tomorrow night at 8 for ladies night. You know, every Thursday we're going to have a beautiful lady on, or we're going to be chopping it up about a specific issue that's, pertaining to the ladies. Because contrary to popular opinions, over here at A-Real Talk, we absolutely love women, all women, specifically and especially Black women. So, we definitely going to get it in tomorrow. You know what I mean? How y'all doing today, man? Now, I don't know if y'all knew this or not, and I'm going to be dropping a pre-recorded video after the show is over. Rest in the essence, the PNB Rock, but there's been some new information released concerning the death of our fallen brethren, PNB Rock. According to posted on the corner radio program today, right? According to posted on the corner, there's new information concerning PNB Rock's death. Allegedly, according to posted on the corner, PNB Rock's murder was planned. It was a strategic plot. The robbery was set up to make it look like a robbery, to make that thing, but that's not really what the situation was about, according to posted on the corner. So, as soon as more information come out on that, I will be reporting on that. I think it's important that, we realize how important these type of situations are, because y'all know how we do it over here at A-Real Talk. We don't get into the conspiracy theories, but we question everything. And already, as I was already surmising that it was more to the story than what it is. There's a lot of key questions that didn't get answered, right? If they robbed PNB, how come they didn't rob his girl? They didn't take her jewelry, her watch, her bracelet, her necklace. They didn't shoot her. They didn't kill her. Not saying that she had anything to do with it, because I honestly, in my heart of hearts, don't believe that she did have anything to do with it. And now that this information has come out, now it could be argued. So, be on the lookout for that pre-recorded after we get done with the show. I already got it edited up and everything, and I'm going to just drop it after the show. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Lance Parker in the building. Cupcake in the building. What's good? How y'all doing, man? Make sure y'all come up in here and meet and greet each other, man. You know what I'm talking about? Hit that like button, man. Hit that subscribe button. Tap in and walk with us. We're going in. You know what I mean? You already know what it is, man. You feel me? And I see, shouts out to my brother Red Supreme TV1, man. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to my brother for keeping the foot on the neck, man. Shouts out to my brother for keeping it going. You know what I'm saying? Though we caught my nigga Justin in the building. That's what's up. My nigga coming on a panel. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Justin, look. I'm going to bring Christian up here in a second, right? But what I can say for you to do is you can go ahead and drop out of the chat, and when we do the question and answer part of the show, you can more than welcome to come back up. You're more than welcome to sit in the queue till I bring you up, though. But, so I'm going to bring Christian up here in a second. Got another one of my brothers who I grew up with, went to school with, tapping in with us. And we appreciate that, y'all, man. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? So everybody hit that like button, man. Subscribe to the page if you haven't done it yet. You know what I mean? But like I was saying, man, shout out to my brother Red Supreme TV1, man. Y'all go over there and subscribe to Red Supreme TV1 and Red Supreme TV 2 right now. Tell him Stacks with the Facts sent you, man. You know what I'm saying? My brother been going in heavy, you know what I'm saying? Heavy on this whole who originated and created the hip hop and how all these other people and groups of people is trying to usurp and jack our history from us, trying to rewrite history, and we ain't having it. We ain't going. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to my brother Red Supreme TV1, man, for keeping the conversation going. Conversation gotta keep going. We gotta stay talking about it every time one of these people come out saying something that's contrary to the actual facts. We have to crush it at all costs. We have to absolutely obliterate it and crush this BS narrative that somehow Jamaicans and Latinos had something to do with creating hip hop when we all know they absolutely did not. Right? So shout out to my brother Red, man. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to my brother Red Supreme TV1, man. Y'all go over there and subscribe to Red Supreme TV1 and Red Supreme TV2 right now, right this second. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate everybody coming out tonight, man. I hope y'all ready for this show, man. My brother Christian is definitely going to drop some jewels on y'all. Like I said, I've been knowing Christian since the 6th grade. And if you want to go back to years, that's since about 1993. You hear me? It's 2022. So y'all do the math. You understand what I'm saying, man? My brother Christian in the building. You know what I'm saying? Mechanic extraordinaire. Can literally fix anything on any car. You know what I mean? Whenever I got issues with my car, he's the first person I take my car to. You know what I'm saying? And we about to chop it up with him because he's going to drop some hella game on the whole situation tonight, man. Because I know it's a lot of y'all young brothers out there listening. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all might be aspiring mechanics, and I'm pretty sure Christian got some good game to drop on y'all, man. You know what I mean? So we ain't going to waste no time. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you got your joints rolled up. Make sure you got your drinks poured up because we about to definitely go in. You hear me? You know what I'm talking about? How y'all doing tonight out there, man? How everybody doing, man? Hit that like button, man. Meet and greet each other as y'all come up in the demonstration, man. I appreciate everybody coming to the show. You know what I'm saying? So without further ado, man, we're gonna wait about another couple more minutes, and we're gonna let a couple more people fall up in here, and we're gonna bring my brother Christian right up. He's waiting patiently in the queue. Everybody in the comment section, make sure y'all meet and greet each other. Hey, if y'all out there in the clouds watching, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to come into the comment section. But the least you could do is when you wipe your feet and come in the door, you can hit that like button, man. It ain't did nothing to you. It ain't going to cost you no money or nothing like that. It's free. Hit that like button, man. Hit it 1,000 times. You know what I'm talking about? Subscribe to the page and all of that, man. Yeah, man. Appreciate y'all coming out tonight. Like I said, y'all could be anywhere in the world. But y'all right here with me and my brother Christian, man. And I appreciate that. I really do. You know what I'm talking about? I really appreciate that. Because like I always say, man, y'all could be anywhere in the world, but you're right here with me, man. That's beautiful. That's truly beautiful. Jay Jermaine in the building. What they do, man? We got one of my Columbus, Ohio brethren in the building. My brother Jay Jermaine. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean? The sauce is beautiful. The sauce is lovely. Ain't nothing like this 614 sauce. You hear me? We got my man Christian in the building. We got my man Jay Jermaine in the building. We got my girl Cupcake in the building. We all represent 614. You know what I'm talking about? Representing that Bucktown, representing that Cap City. You know what I'm talking about? We represent that Columbus, Ohio. You understand what I'm saying, man? Y'all go ahead, hit that like button one time. You hear me? It's a beautiful thing, man. We got Columbus, Ohio in the building. Everybody else from around the world and country, you know what I'm talking about? We appreciate y'all tapping in with us. My man Christian about to come up here and drop some big boy game, you know what I mean, on this mechanic thing. You know what I'm talking about? It's a beautiful thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Truly beautiful. You know what I'm talking about? You know, and we about to bring Chris. I'm going to bring my man Christian up in about another 30 seconds, man. We're going to wait till get to the 20-minute mark. We're going to bring him on up in here. We ain't going to waste no time. You know what I'm talking about? I appreciate y'all coming out tonight, man. I really do, man. You know what I'm saying? Please believe it. Please believe it. You know what I'm talking about? Everybody in the building, man. That's the beautiful thing, man. Even y'all guys in the cloud watching, man. We appreciate y'all watching from the clouds. Just hit that like button. That's all y'all gotta do. Just hit the like button. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Hit that like button, man. It's a beautiful situation, man. You know what I'm talking about? So without further ado, we ain't gonna waste no time. You feel me? About to bring my brother Christian up right now. Go ahead, unmute your mic.
Hey, everybody. Thanks, Virgil. How you doing?
You already know, brother. I'm chilling like a villain. You know what I'm saying? Always willing to do what's necessary to do to come through. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay.
So yeah, y'all, man, this is my brother Christian Smith-Hughes right here. You know what I'm saying? I grew up with this brother right here. We went to Mifflin Middle School, Mifflin International Middle School, mind you, here in Columbus, Ohio. And I've been knowing this guy a long time, man. And one thing I can say about my brother Christian, man, he has always been a funny guy. You hear me? When I say funny, I mean like a funny, like a comical guy. He's always been a real cool, real chill, real laid back type of brother. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I mean? It really ain't no mystery to me. You know what I'm saying? That he doing what he doing. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful thing because I remember when I came home in 2017, I had bought a late model Impala, and something had went wrong with it. You feel me? I don't even remember what it was, but I remember posting on Facebook, "Hey man, I need a mechanic." You know what I'm saying? And my man Christian was the first one to respond, like, "Bro, I fix on cars." It wasn't even no question after that. Like, "Oh, that's my dude. I grew up with him." Like, what? And so I took my car to Christian, fixed my car, had my car run. When I brought my car to him, he had 2-3 cars in the driveway. So I'm like, "Oh man, I didn't know he had it going on like this. I thought he just did it. You know, this is really what my man is gonna do." You know what I'm saying? And then over the years since I've been home, I done ran through like what, Chris? Like 3-4 cars.
Yeah, about that. About
like
3 or 4
cars since I've been home. You know what I'm saying? And every time I
Mhm.
get a new car, you know what I'm saying? Because I get late model cars because I like to cash out. I don't do car notes, you know what I'm talking about? And every time something need done to him, I've always taken him to Christian because he's always taking care of me. So, Christian, I just want you to just sit up there, you know what I'm saying, tell the people who you are, give a little brief little description of yourself, where you come from, how you grew up and all that. You ain't got to get too deep into it. You know, just basically like who you are, you know what I mean, where you come from, and you know what influenced you to begin pursuing learning how to work on cars. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead and answer that for the people one time.
Christian Smith-Hughes is my name. You know,
right.
Cash. My initials is Cash, so that's my nickname. It's my kid. You know, grew up on the east side. You know, off Napoleon on Barnett.
Okay.
Also, stay with my people up. My dad up on 15th every now and then. You know, went to the Spanish elementary school, Gladstone, 25th in Cleveland.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, sure did.
During elementary school, you know, just growing up in rough times, you know, spent a little wrestling time out west, Sullivan Gardens, you know, if anybody remembers Sullivan Gardens. So
definitely remember the Gardens.
Okay, so pretty much all around the city, you know, growing up, riding the bus everywhere, you know, never been ashamed to ride the bus. Went to middle school, you know, continued the Spanish immersion, you know, Mifflin International, where I met my man Virgil, you know, and plenty other good people in Columbus.
Yes, sir.
And then spent 2 years, freshman and sophomore, at St. Charles. Then me and Virgil met up again at Eastmoor, finished my last 2 years there, and then did a little flying, you know, doing airplanes in high school and a little bit after high school. Flew by myself several times, got some flight hours in. And then the way things worked out, you know, picked up a wrench and didn't look back on that, you know. Got tired of people messing up my car or the dealership not telling the truth. Not being able to get back and forth to work to make money, or spending my check to go to work for 2 weeks just to get my next check, just to spend it back right on my car. So I had to figure out, like, something really had to give, something had to stop, and that was one of the major ways that got me thinking fixing cars was one of the key ways to getting through life.
That's a fact. Yes, it definitely is, because we all got cars. Most of us do anyway. And we got to keep them maintained and maintenance now. So it's a beautiful skill. It's a beautiful trade, a beautiful skill to have. It can take you literally anywhere. You definitely don't ever have to worry about having no money in your pocket ever in life again. Because if you work on cars and you're good, you're gonna always have work. You hear me? And my man Christian is always working. So every time I pull up to the crib, he got at least 2-3 cars, man. So that lets you know he working. You know what I'm talking about? And so yeah, so now that we got that out the way, Christian, man, I want you to sit up there and give us a brief, you know what I'm saying, overview, you know what I'm saying, of how did you go about learning how to work on cars? Did you have a person? Did you have like a what's the word I'm looking for here? Did you
mentor?
have like a mentor? You know what I'm saying, that showed you, or how did you, or what was the process of you actually starting to develop, learning the skills to be a mechanic?
It was watching my uncle Doug, watching one of the mechanics on the north side, Frazier, you know, picking up what they knew or what they didn't know. You know, my age coming up, we were the internet babies, you know, so we had a privilege to have access to the internet. With the internet comes shared information, and with that information, I absorbed it, and it's a way that you take in information. You can learn it, you know, you can know it, or you can absorb it. It can become you, you know, your way of life. So I absorbed the information, and once I absorbed it, it became second nature, and things just built off of that. And taking it to the dealership and them not fixing your car when they said they fixed it, you know, having to steal your vehicle from the dealership. I hate to say that, but
not steal your car from the dealership, man.
Have to steal your car back from the dealership, you know. And but that situation was, you know, where it was justified. You know, I was told by several higher authorities that it was okay for me to do that because they were doing some shady things, you know. So just going through all that, you absorb information and then you just build from there, and you have to invest in yourself. That's one of the hard lessons that I had to learn initially. If you don't invest in yourself, nobody else will, and they if they do invest in you, you owe them. So you want to go into some deals or some ways of life not owing anyone, owning what you know instead of owing someone for what you know. And I paid my, not to interrupt you, thinking about that, I paid myself to learn. So I did not finish college, one of my biggest regrets, but I paid myself along the way. So instead of going to college to learn the information, I learned the information, invested in my tools, invested in myself, and a few years later, come to find out, I know more than what some people went to school for in that 3 or 4 year period. But on a hindsight, I did lose out on maybe meeting new people, developing new circles and things like that.
Networking situations. Right. But that's all good though, because like you said, dude, that 3-4 years was hands-on experience. You feel me? You was actually in the field, in the paint, by people who also been out there. So that probably was end up being more valuable than ever going to college. And pertaining to what you just said, that was some cold game right there, what my man just said. For real, I hope y'all was paying attention to what Christian just said, man. You know what I'm saying? So we got big bro Chris in the building. Was good, man. You know what I'm saying?
So
that's
Chris,
what's up, man. You know what I'm saying? My brother's brother is actually in the comment section right now, Christopher Smith-Hughes. He's a distinguished member of the Columbus Police Department and is very involved in the community. I don't know, maybe Officer Smith-Hughes, maybe you can come up on the show one of these days, man, and drop some game on these young guys who may be interested in pursuing a career in law enforcement, you know, and chop it up about some other things as well. That'll be dope.
Big
you know what
bro,
I'm saying? You already know, big bro. You already know. So that was some cold game, my man Christian just dropped on y'all. I don't even know if y'all. I hope y'all paid attention to that. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said,
and I'll run it back one more time for you.
Yeah, run it back.
You pay yourself to learn, and that's one of the or you invest in yourself. So one of the common misunderstandings in my generation and the newer generation is the term "getting it out the mud." Okay, that is how you get it out the mud. You invest in yourself. You reach your hands down deep. You come up with mud. Some people look at it as dirt. Okay.
Right.
I don't want my dirt to be dry. I want it
Right.
to be raining outside. I want it to be bad conditions so I can reach down and get as much dirt as possible. So when I come up, I have a lot.
Right.
Now that dirt turns to gold.
Right.
I'm using that as a term, but the dirt is the knowledge. You want to reach down, get as much knowledge as possible, and that becomes a part of you.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Second nature. It's a beautiful thing. So I noticed, I heard you said that you got to invest in yourself, and being in your field, in your trade, in your profession, investing in yourself means buying equipment, buying parts, tools. Now, I want you to sit up here and drop some game on being a new mechanic, and or as you're building up your situation, becoming a mechanic. What are some of the tools and some of the things that you need to first focus on purchasing when you decide to embark on a career of being a mechanic and I'm out here fixing cars?
There's two ways to answer that. One way is if you're familiar with cars, get tools based off of what you're familiar with, what jobs you're familiar with. If you're not familiar with cars, always start with the easiest thing first. And that would be your oil change. That would be your brakes and rotors. And that's pretty much it to where would be the easiest things. Now, you have your little sensors or any parts up top that would be, oh, I can get to that real quick. That's fine. But as far as investment, that the oil change and the brake job would entail a lot of parts or a lot of tools that you're going to need for everything. Number one being a hydraulic jack, jack stands, sockets to fit oil drain plugs, brakes and rotors. Now you're getting to different size sockets or different size tools to get lug nuts off, to get the tire off. Now you're getting your hammers to get, maybe rotors off or caliper brackets off. You're getting into your wrenches at that point. So once you start with that, that will bring you into different tools that you'll need along the way. And you don't buy everything at once. That's something that I wanted to do so bad, but you just don't. You may find yourself buying the same tool 2 or 3 times throughout your course of mechanical repair, from the least expensive tools at your local parts store to ordering more expensive tools online. And then finally, if you get into a shop, you may have a tool truck to come around, Snap-on, Mac, Matco. They may come around. Some other tool company, I can't put my name on it, but they come around as well. But they have the higher end tools for a discounted rate than what you would get online. So it's just a process that you have to take. And there's no book on what tools to buy first. But your goal, one of my goals was always to have a scanner, to always purchase a scanner. And I couldn't afford a $10,000-$15,000 scanner. I didn't need a $10,000-$15,000 scanner when you first start repairing cars. So that's one of the things I always wanted to. So you always buy the tools that's going to be make you more money to buy more tools. And that's your oil changes, brakes, rotors, and tune-ups as well. Your spark plug change. That's game right there, because I definitely need a tune-up on the you feel me, the nitro, man.
Okay. Go ahead and not this weekend coming up, but next weekend we're gonna go ahead and get that out the way before it start getting cold up out here. You know what I'm talking about, man?
Okay.
Yeah. You know we're gonna get it together though. So man, I appreciate that. That was good game right there. So if y'all be out there being an inspired mechanic, saying, just know that, like my man Christian said, start with the basics. You hear what I'm saying? Oil change, brakes, rotors. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe a tune-up.
Maybe a little tune-up. Basically, what I heard you say from that was those 3 jobs right there, the tools that you would get for those jobs are going to be tools that are going to be applicable to most jobs that need to be done on the car.
Absolutely. That's absolutely correct.
That's just like a basic starter kit for your tools for those 3 jobs, and then you build on top of that.
That's correct. but you're going to mimic those tools in different sizes. You're going to go short, medium, long, a universal joint, which is like a swivel socket. So you're going to have the same tool kind of over and over, but they're for different applications.
Right. Now when we talk about tools for the right job, right? Now, in becoming a new mechanic or coming into this field, you know, I'm gonna want to be a mechanic. You know what I'm saying? I got my little tools. Okay, right now, I want you to drop some game on how you go about acquiring more knowledge to do more different things. Because I'm pretty sure at one point it was a time when somebody asked you to do a certain job that you maybe weren't as knowledgeable on or didn't even know anything about. So I want you to go ahead and drop some game on your process of how you go about learning new techniques and procedures when it comes to jobs that you've never done before or improving the skills that you already got.
That would pretty much be, let me think about that. I didn't have YouTube right away, so I'm pretty much watching other people do the job. And to understand your question, you were saying that how did I learn the techniques pretty much that made me, I would have to say it was going back thinking, because you're making me go way back now. I would have to say pretty much it would be going through working on my own vehicle. You have to work on your own vehicle first before you go on someone else's vehicle. I would rather mess up on my own car first,
right,
before I took on a job and messed up on someone else's car. So everything that I pretty much learned or did, I worked on my own car first to perfect it before I actually worked on someone else's car.
Right.
The more difficult jobs is when I purchased a BMW that wasn't running. Again, it was my car, and I had to go through different research steps where I didn't sleep at night. You know, I might have stayed up 2 or 3 days straight. You know, that's 72 hours because I didn't sleep, because I'm researching on how to fix a car.
Right.
Sometimes when you don't sleep, you retain information more, because you go into a thought process. I don't know the name of it.
What you're talking about.
But you'll go into a thought process where it's almost like you're dreaming at this point, and you always remember that dream. And as I began to do more research on, let's say, my BMW, I found that I needed different tools, different computers that were no longer being sold. And now we have the internet. So I began to do research, and I began to apply that research to my car. And step by step, eventually it worked. You know, the car went from no life to a little bit of life to half life, and now we're at full life. You know what I mean? So that's one of the best ways. You have to work on your own car under supervision when you first do something. If you're not being supervised, nowadays YouTube is almost like a supervisor. Are you following everything to the T? Do I know this? Don't tell yourself, oh, I know. I still to this day know things, but I won't tell myself that I know it. I'll approach it as if I don't, just so I am that careful on every step that I take.
Right. And that's true, because one thing I can say about my brother Christian, y'all, and at the end of the show, we're going to drop all the links and the contacts and all of that. But one thing I can say about Christian, which is why I always will take my vehicles to him and suggest anybody come to me and ask me if I know a mechanic, Christian, to tell you, I done brought my brother hella business. You hear what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Like, one thing I like about Christian, I respect this, man. He goes over the job thoroughly with you. He explains to the T what is he doing, when he's doing, why he's doing it. He's been doing this for a while, so you know he can get you parts for a very discounted price. I will say that. He makes it his goal to get you not the cheapest price, but the most affordable price, right? For the job you want and the tools you need. He makes sure he gets you the best price. So you know what I'm saying. And I mean, there's been times I done took my car to Christian, and I was like, look, man, I don't get paid till next week. He's like, bro, you good. I got you. I know you got you. And that part too. So I want you to go ahead and drop some game, Christian, on how did you go about developing relationships with your new customers to gain customers, you know what I'm saying? And to, get your name out there to where people get their work done by you and they're like, damn, he did a good job, man. And suggest you to somebody else. Just let me know. Go ahead and drop some game on them on how you go about making sure you maintain proper relationships with your customers, and also what goes into making sure you give the customers what they need as far as the work and the job.
My process was I knew a lot of people, but I didn't know how to get them to come to me. So I pretty much put my services out there at a very low rate, sometimes even free of charge, just to prove that I could do it.
Right.
So I did have to sacrifice initially the labor cost. However, it eventually paid off.
Right.
It's almost the same thing as any business giving out samples.
Right.
If that business or that work is unknown, you have to sometimes give out a sample so people can try it, and then that word of mouth will begin to get the snowball effect, which it did.
Right.
So I put my services out there. I think I told I just set a standard rate. I didn't have labor hours per vehicle. I think I just set a standard rate. This is the standard rate for oil changes, tune-ups, brakes, and rotors. This is it. Whatever car you got, bring it on. But I think my labor rate for oil changes still has stayed the same, because I remember those days. So that's one of the things that I keep around, was just a $10 labor oil change.
Right.
So that's pretty much it right there.
Yeah, that's dope.
So once I did that, I had to print up business cards, and that's why I grabbed the phone. I looked up. I got it close. You have to print business cards, okay? The business cards is very important. I don't know why. You have internet, you have Facebook, Instagram, you have all the resources there on the internet, but the business card, that physical card, I think is because when your phone dies and your car's dead, you can bring out that business card and it'll be, the numbers right there on it. So that was one of the major points right there. Putting business cards at different stores, offering the employees at the parts store discounted rates. They like it, they'll tell people. And who comes into the auto parts stores? Right. People who need their car fixed. Makes sense. So that was, you just making me think that's how it happened. So I'm not telling you anything that I haven't done. That's just how it happened, and that's what worked for me. Right.
Because like I said, Christian, being a mechanic and the busy mechanic, he stay in the auto store. So I know that kind of segues to my next question, because I was going to ask you to go ahead and drop some game on how important it is as a mechanic to develop a relationship with the guys who work at the tool stops, the tool store, the parts stores, and all that stuff. You know what I mean? I want you to go ahead and drop some game on how important that is.
Extremely important. Sometimes you may get very rude employees, but the company is the product is what you need from that company, not that relationship with that employee per se, because the employees are going to change. As your relationship improves with the employees, that improves your day somehow. It just improves your day. You may have gave them a good day. They may have gave you a good day, just because you have to interact with these people. So if you have to interact with someone on a daily basis, you don't want it to be a negative interaction.
Right.
Okay. So you get to know their name. When you go in the store, you greet them by their name. You say hello. You make sure you say hi to everybody, because the person you didn't say hi to may be the only person working in the store when you really need some help. They may go back there and say, we don't have a part. I can't find it. When they might have put it in a different aisle, and they may have to search the whole store, but that employee may not go the extra mile for you because you may have not acknowledged them, or you may have had it out with them. You know, I've had it out with employees before, several of them, but then I have to come back in the store later that day or the next day. Now, are you going to remain angry and make yourself angry? You know, because anger is within. No, you're not. You're just going to, hey, today's a new day. You may say, how you doing? You know, you have to. It's almost like some people you don't have to deal with, but when you have to deal with somebody, you have to. You can make it a bad situation a good, or always have it positive.
Right. That's a beautiful thing, man. Because like I said, I would imagine, you know, saying being a mechanic, especially one that's at your level that you be doing work, I would imagine like that relationship right there will have to be a relationship that's something that, you know, because you're dealing with this people or this person on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? So you know, I think that's some good game right there, just to give up. You know what I'm saying, to the people who may be watching, and you know, we got any endeavoring mechanics or people who are mechanics right now and just want some you know, some game on how to brush up on their skills. Definitely make sure you have at least a kosher relationship, if not an outstanding relationship, with the guys and the girls that work at the tool store or part store that you're going to be frequenting while you're doing the mechanic situation. You know what I'm saying? Now, I want you to go ahead and drop some game on them, man, and talk about, you know what I'm saying, the difference between working in a shop or a garage and working from, like, if you don't have a garage, working from your house. You know what I'm saying? And the pros and cons of each.
Okay. Working from the house, pretty much you can have that home cooked meal pretty much getting cooked for you.
You know, talking about you want lunch, you just gonna have a home cooked lunch. You know what I'm telling you, ain't gotta spend no money on no fast food or nothing like that.
Lunch,
Yeah,
you got a home cooked lunch. Pretty much you're not paying. Your overhead is zero for the business. And that's pretty much it. Your overhead, the money is more money working at home. But as far as the cons, it's your body. You know, it takes a toll on your body. You don't want everyone knowing where you live at, because it's business. You know, you want to keep it as business as possible. So when you bring someone to your house, that brings a kind of a personal into it. But it's necessary. So you have to screen your customers on who's coming to your house. You know, so once you realize those two things, working out of your home, it can work. I've made it work. Working in a shop, one of the biggest pros is you have that lift. You know, you have a lift, you have a little bit more space, and you have the tool trucks that come by to the shop that give you discounted tools. You know, it may be a promotion for half off, something that's normally $2,000, you may get for $1,000. You know, $1,000, or you may get it for $500. Something that hasn't came out yet, a new tool, you may have access to it first. You get to know a lot more about tools being in a shop and having access to a tool truck. So that's one of the biggest things of being in a shop, is you just have access to a lot more tools, and different businesses will interact with you differently. Residential, they may not deliver to a residential, where to a shop they will deliver. They may, if you order an engine or any big part, they may charge you freight for delivering to your residence, where to a business, they would just deliver it for free. One of the cons working in the shop is, wouldn't say the overhead per se, but I would say it's a lot more due diligence that you have to take working in a shop. You have to watch your fluids a little bit more. You have to take account for every little thing. You have to just take account for it, because you're no longer running it out of your home with no overhead. Now you're running it with overhead, so everything counts at that point.
Right. Right.
So people who come by for, let me get a top off, or let me just get this, you may have to charge them for that quart of oil. You may have to charge them for this, or charge them every step of the way. Where at the house, you may not do that, because like I said, you went through the sprinting process. You usually know the people, so you usually kind of help them out along the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what's up, man. Because I know, I would imagine there's some pros and cons with both, though. But when it comes to having a shop, though, I would imagine that that's very much more the better environment to have. You know what I'm saying? Because of that part right there. Because I didn't even think about that part there. Because I wouldn't know. But now that you put this up on game about the tools and all that stuff, like that's a key point right there. Because when they deliver into a business, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of stuff that you really don't have to deal with as far as like extra money or logistics wise. You know what I'm saying? Because you might need some parts delivered to your house and want to use one of the little services, and they be like, hey, you know what I'm saying, either we have to charge you this to bring it to your house, or hey, we're not gonna be able to bring it to your house. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's up though. Now, speaking about shops, perfect segue, right? Now I know you know what I'm saying, you getting popping, you know what I'm saying? Like you got a lot of customers, you know what I mean? As far as getting a shop, what all goes in to actually not just finding a space for a shop, but to actually is there any type of licensures or zoning you got to go through? Just put us up on some game as far as to your knowledge, what you've been studying about when it comes to opening up your own body shop. What all goes into that?
I haven't really done too much research on it, but from my experience of being in a shop, you have to just go through your normal building code inspections. Everything has to be up to inspections. And if you got the money to buy the building and everything's up to code, you get the lifts installed. That's pretty much it. You have to have your business license up there. It helps to have your mechanic license, if you have any type of certifications up there as well. But it's not necessary to have, like, let's say, if I don't do electrical, but I see a little wire that needs taped up, you don't need any certification for that. But most certifications that you do have will already be the basics that you're doing on a daily basis. So once you have all that lined up, everything's a green light. It's a go. The hardest part is getting the money for the building.
Right.
Because you really want to own your building. Because if you rent, you come across the slum lords, and there's some slum lords out there. From potholes in the place to no lights. Provide your own lights, or provide your own water. No restroom. We're only open from this time to this time. Or they're charging an extreme amount for a monthly rent. So that's what you have to watch out for. That's one of the things to watch out for.
Right. So basically what I hear you saying is it's better to just, if you're going to go about it, you know what I mean? We can understand if you're not outright, but the goal is to, if you don't already have the bread to just outright buy your own building, you know what I'm saying? The goal is, of course, to work towards purchasing your own building.
That's the goal. Absolutely.
Right. Now, as far as actually looking for a space for a body shop, is it as far as Columbus goes anyway, or I'm pretty much sure this applies to just about anywhere though. But when it comes to getting an actual shop though, give us any experience or knowledge you could on how to.
It's difficult. I'll tell you that
right now. I'm going with it, right? Go ahead, talk to him.
It's one of the most difficult things going on right now in Columbus. I've been told, around 80 to 95% of the commercial market is saturated right now as far as the shops, the mechanical shops that are available. So it's one of the processes I'm going through right now to find a reasonable building for a reasonable price and quality right now. And it's just not, the two aren't meeting. You know, I can't fix your roof, fix your heating, fix your lighting, and rent the place out for, $3,000 a month and have a small location. One or two cars can fit in there. It's just not feasible. So that's one of the difficult things right now in Columbus. The market is saturated. And you have to deal with that.
Right.
So one of the best things to do, which I'm doing right now, is just save up enough money, to buy your own building. Right. I don't believe in making payments. If you make payments for a building, which is not bad, which is normal in business, but I just don't want that. I just want to own my own building. I don't want anyone to ever be able to come and say, we're doing this with this building. Or I'm going this direction. I know the direction I want to head, so that's what I have to do.
Right. Set the tone, set the pace, man.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, I can dig it, man, because ain't nothing like having your own stuff, especially when it comes to that. Because, what I'm saying, you sit up there and go ahead and get you a little two little bay garage, little 3-grade garages. But what I'm saying, when you get popping like how Christian is, man, you need at least I would imagine at least a 5-car slot joint or something, man.
Yeah, I got a couple people, my cousin Thomas, right. Couple other guys that I know. So right. I would need it because there's a lot of good mechanics out here. So you want good mechanics around you, just like a hospital. Doctors don't just come in and work on you. Having other good mechanics around, you can actually consult.
Right.
Sometimes when a car needs a diagnostic, and that consultation helps as well.
Right. Now that's a perfect segue too, because I wanted to ask you this. I was going to eventually ask you this too throughout the show. Working with other mechanics, you know what I mean? Go ahead and drop some game on the pros and cons, and how important it is for you to network and interact with other mechanics in this profession.
It's very important.
Right.
The pros are, they may have tools and knowledge that you don't have. You may have tools or knowledge they don't have.
Right.
So you're constantly building off of each other. Another con is, if something's too heavy, they can help you pick it up. Or if you're not there to do the work, simple, huh? Yeah. If you're not there to do the work, they can pick it up and help finish it. If you get overloaded, you can pass off jobs to them, and have them help you do half of it or something like that. A con would be not knowing who you are working with and your tools being exposed. So you have to know who you're around, because once your tools are exposed, it's your responsibility if they get stolen.
Right.
So you always have to know who you're around and what that other person knows. That's it right there.
Right. I know that's right, because you know what I'm saying,
but you gotta keep other people around, man, because working on doing anything by yourself is not fun,
Right.
So you ain't in solitary confinement. So being around other people, laughing, joking, camaraderie, talk about different things all day. So that's a plus as well.
That's what's up. That's a beautiful thing. Yeah, because what I'm saying, I know when you working on cars, what I'm saying, that's how you expand the business, and that's how you expand your brand. I imagine you're gonna have to eventually reach out to fellow mechanics and say, listen, I'm popping, you popping, you hear me? Mm-hmm. We can put our no homo, put our heads together, pause, you feel me, put our bread together and create a situation where, what I'm saying, we not only are we making the way for us to make money for ourselves, but we providing an opportunity for other brothers, you know what I'm saying? Which what I'm about to say now that you've been seasoned mechanic doing your thing for a while now, I want you to go ahead and drop some game on how important it is, you think, to give back and mentor some other up and coming mechanics, or what I'm saying, how show the young boys who may be interested in this in this trade or this profession, what I'm saying, how they can go about, saying, gathering the skills and the you know what I'm saying, the capabilities they need to be able to be successful?
It's give me a call. That's all it takes. Give me a call, 614-374-5486. You
Go
know,
ahead, put it in the chat. You can put it in the chat.
oh, okay. Let me put it in the chat. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty much it. Just give me a call, and it's very important. Anyone who and is okay. Did I send it? Okay,
Yeah,
I think I did.
don't put it in the private chat.
Oh, comments.
Yeah, put it in the comments.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll figure out how to do that here in a minute because I think I lost you on a video. I'll put it in there, but
Hold on,
it's one of the
just tell me again. I'll put it in there right now. What is it again?
614
Hold on. Let me click on the bar. 614
374 5486. 614-374-5486. It's important to me because that's one of the things you mentioned. Anyone whose car I work on, some people hate it. They hate it to death. I don't need to know that.
Right.
But anyone's car I work on, I like to share my information. It was told to me if you die with all the knowledge that you have, it's not not good. You know, it's not good knowledge. So that's why I try to pass on as much as I can. So anyone whose car I work on, I'll explain to you step by step what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, because having your car repaired is one of the keys to life. You know, getting you back and forth to school, to work, to pay your bills, to eat. A lot can go wrong without having a vehicle.
Right.
A lot of your time is consumed if you don't have a car. A lot of my time as a youth got consumed riding the Dakota bus. You're waiting hours upon hours upon hours when you calculate the amount of time that you waited, not including if you missed the bus. You know,
right.
So it's one of the keys to life. So anyone who wants to learn or pick up anything, just give me a call, or when I'm working on your car, you can ask any question, or I'll just explain it to you along the way. Because if I'm not fixing your car and you see someone doing something they're not supposed to do, you can always remember Christian told me this was supposed to be done or not be done this way. So I'm always open for the youth and mentoring. As of now, I do not have any youth that I'm mentoring. It's something that I do want to do, but I just haven't had the time to. I would say with COVID and everything that going on, that stopped a lot because it's almost like you have to keep your distance.
Right.
So now everything's coming back together with new things coming out. Still, I'm still always open to it. Absolutely.
Right. That's a beautiful thing because I know, you know what I'm saying, it's a lot of it's a lot that comes with this. This is one of those trades. This is one of those skills that when you get it, especially when you get the game from a seasoned, skilled, studied, and learned mechanic like yourself, I know this is one of those things where you could, you know what I mean, you could start a business for yourself. You can go into business for yourself. You know what I'm saying? This is a beautiful thing for the young brothers. So, you know what I'm saying? Know that, you know, once you have a certain skill in a certain trade, this is something that you can always make sure, and will always guarantee you that you will always have income coming in because there's money to be made when you're fixing on cars. I'll tell you that. You hear me? You know, so that's a very important thing. That's good to hear that you was even interested. That's something that you really want to do because it's important to give back. You know what I'm saying? These young boys out here, you know what I'm saying, that could be getting into all type of crazy stuff we was getting into when we was kids. But I think it's our responsibility and our duty as men when we become men to, you know what I'm saying, bring or give something positive to the young brothers to do. You know what I'm saying, versus, you know, out here in the streets doing anything that could possibly be in the streets and see a brother like Christian, you know what I'm saying, able to make a living for himself, successful at it, take care of his family, you know what I'm saying, man of the house, you know what I'm talking about, building relationships and, you know, just with being a mechanic could just open up so many doors and so many network situations, you know what I'm saying, just fixing on people's cars. So I want you to sit up there and drop some game or give us a couple, you know what I'm saying, instances where, you know what I'm saying, your mechanic career has brought you in contact with certain people who, you know, maybe at a certain position in their life or might have a certain job or role that, you know what I'm saying, that was able to contribute to your situation based off of that relationship of you fixing their car.
That hasn't happened as of yet.
Okay.
But as far as the relationships go,
right.
It's almost like being a barber or a dentist. If, everything goes good, you're their best friend for life, you know.
Right.
And I wouldn't
Gotta
say
say
best
that.
friend, but you're a good friend for life. You know, you're in their good circle. So it has opened a lot of doors as far as my relationships with it's really only with the city of Columbus. I've met a lot of people that I didn't know, you know, that were right here inside 270, outside 270. I've met people out of state that their car broke down. You know, they've offered me to come, you know, to wherever they are, Florida, Tennessee, St. Louis.
Right.
If I'm ever down their way, you know, it was a big thank you. But it's pretty much just being there for people. That's what it's really all about. I don't really recall anything where it's returned. My dentist, you know, I hooked my dentist up and he hooked me up, you know. So
that's what's up. Gotta make sure the dentist game is right.
So other than that, man, Dr. Hamid Namazi, that's my dentist. He's good. But it's just helping people out. Once you help someone out, you see the look on their face that you helped them out, you know, and they can actually go on about their life, you know, taking care of their family. That's what it's really all about. That's really one of the reasons I got started. So to kind of help people. It really wasn't to make money. Money came along with it. But as long as I helped someone and told them the correct information, that's all I look for into it. And it's worked out. And I've continued to do the same thing. You know, you see it when you come over. I'll work at it. I'll give you information, and I really care about it, and I really want to help you. So once you're helped, I know you can get on with your business that you have to take care of.
Right. Well, and I gotta say, when it comes to that, my man Chris, I see why he got so many clients, because I mean, when it comes to the actual work ethic, when it comes to the knowledge of everything he does, he's very knowledgeable on everything he could possibly do your car. He knows what he's doing. He explains it thoroughly. Go step by step with you. He let you know everything was going. Yeah, I thought it was going to take me this long, but I got here, and you know what I mean. And I just love the way you be thorough with you. I've never had an experience with a mechanic working on my car who was just thorough like that. You know what I mean? Like I know when I take my car to Christian, I know it's not only is it going to get fixed, it's going to get fixed properly. I'm not going to have to be worried about him trying to shice me out of some bread or tell me that something's going wrong, that ain't nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? If it's something that he notices while fixing your car that needs immediate attention, he'll let you know. You know what I'm saying? But he ain't going to sit up there and fix your car and just be like some of these old shade tree mechanics and just tell you something wrong with your car. Ain't nothing wrong with your goddamn car, man.
But I took pictures and I take pictures and videos too, and I sent it to you because people, you could argue. I could tell someone something and they can forget it, you know, which happens. It's human nature.
Right.
But once you write it down, take a picture, it's no longer whatever. You know what I mean? So I usually try to write it down, take a picture or video, and I can always go back to that reference to that, and we can always, you know, get it fixed when they're ready, or you know, or they get an understanding to get it fixed. You know, because some people, you can say words, but words don't mean anything if you can't physically touch it. That's important.
My man Jay Jermaine said, "Is my homie on the north side? You know he is on the north side of things, man. You know,
yes, sir. Right up here up north, man.
Right. So if y'all ever need any work done on your car, y'all can take it from me, man. I'm telling you right now, I'm giving the stamp of approval. Go to Christian. If I was going to suggest anybody to you to get your car fixed, I would suggest you to my man Christian. You hear me? And he can attest to that.
Thank you.
I brought my brother massive business. You hear what I'm saying?
I hear you.
So, you know what I mean? What I'm saying is, when I think about getting my car fixed, and I mean, it don't matter what type of car you got, foreign, SUV, compact car, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Christian can get you together. So this is something I want to ask you about because you work on cars, and I know when this situation happened, I know it's something that you kind of paid attention to because last time I brought my car to get fixed, we had a discussion about it. I want you to, now all y'all who don't know, going on here recently in our city, it's been a situation with these young boys. Speaking of the young boys, this is why the young brothers need mentors. We got these young boys out here, the Kia boys, man. You know what I mean? They out here stealing cars and all this crazy stuff. So I just want you to go up there and sit up there and just give me your take on that whole situation. You know what I'm saying? And actually, if you have any knowledge on it, break down how they were able to steal these cars.
It's something where a professional passed down to the community. It was shared maybe through the internet or something of that nature. I'm not too sure because I heard they have different states as well, not just our city, you know. So I'm not too sure how the information got shared, but once it got shared, it was from that point it was up to a person to do it. It's almost like when they have the ghost guns now, you know, they give you the machine to make it, you know, and if you make it, it's illegal. So that's pretty much how it was. They set up the car, the manufacturer set up the car this way. They probably knew that this car was susceptible to the theft.
Right.
But they still sold it and left it up to the thief to actually steal it.
Right.
So that's why there's so many of them, and that's why it happened that way. A corner was cut at manufacturing, and when they cut that corner, that was the corner that they cut, and now years later it's coming to bite the consumer, you know, and which is not fair. You know, it's like selling a house that doesn't lock, or they can just break into your house at any time. You know, that's to me, it's a violation. You know, when your car gets broken into, because people hold their cars dear to their heart.
Violation.
So I do not condone it because it's dangerous. You know, from the person may catch you breaking into their car, and I hear it's a lot of youth. So I would say to the youth, you're putting your life in danger. You have a whole life ahead of you. You can learn how to work on the car, make money off the car, and go buy the car that you want. It's putting you in danger because the police are now looking at you as a criminal versus a kid or a youth. And I'm 40 years old now, so anyone under 25 to me is now a kid. You know, 20 years old is a kid. I realize that because their mind, your mind hasn't developed all the way as you think it is. So the kids that are doing it, I don't condone it. Stop it. You have a whole life ahead of you, and there's a lot more to learn than to stealing a vehicle that someone has worked hard for that's trying to take care of their family.
Right. I think it just was a whole crazy mess. And the fact that you just said what you said, coming from your perspective, you know, it's kind of like the manufacturer kind of knew this was going to happen. You know what I mean? They let the you know what I'm saying, basically the back door
nobody's claiming it. Nobody's raising their hand saying my fault, you know.
Right. And the sad thing about it with the so-called Kia boys in the city is that, you know, unfortunately, some people have lost their lives, man. Unfortunately, there's been some car accidents.
I didn't know
that. Young boys got caught crashing the car. They let them go, and they did it again. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, man, it's just people stealing people's cars is because it's easy to do. I mean, and I'm not condoning it either. I totally don't condone it. And I'm not like saying this is what y'all should be doing with the cars you steal, but like these young boys, they're stealing the cars and just going joyriding. They're not even stealing the cars and like taking them to chop shops or getting them or selling them or trying to get on money. They're just stealing the cars and joyriding. And I think it's very unfortunate for many reasons. But one of the main reasons, like you just touched on, is that you got to understand. And I've seen the one guy post a video on Facebook from the city, an older gentleman. Y'all stealing people's cars. I mean, these people got to go to work. You don't know people's situation, man. If you steal somebody's car, like Kristen said, that could be a vital key to their whole life situation. Some people's cars are their very livelihood. Like you said, we use our cars to get back and forth to work. If we have a job like most of us do, or we use our cars to go to our business or, take care of our families. And when you steal someone's car, just because it's easy to do because of a loophole from the manufacturer and the knowledge was the game was dropped on you to do it, you got to realize what you're doing when you steal somebody's car. You thinking about you having a good time stealing the car because it's easy to do and you don't need no key or anything. But at the same time, you're stealing somebody's car who got to go to work or got to go home from work or got to go pick up their children from school or might have to go to the hospital or might have
you gotta go to the hospital. You said it right there, man. Jeez.
And that's crazy right there. So I just, man, I just wanted to get your take on that. You being a mechanic, what I'm saying? I just wanted to get your take on that, brother, because I think it's important. Like you said, versus stealing a car, you can learn how to work on a car so you can make money to buy a car. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
I think that was
for the ones who are of age, I heard, I'm not too sure of this, but I heard the delivery services, DoorDash, Uber, or one of them out there will actually give you a car to drive to deliver for them. And you can rent the car from them on a weekly basis.
Right.
And that's your car to drive. You just have to work for it. You have to work for everything that you get. If your family's not rich, your family's not rich or everything's not given to you, you got to work for it.
Right.
You just got to work for it. My family wasn't rich, so I had to work for it. I had to ride the bus up until, 22, 20, my 20s, between 18 and 25. I had a car, but it broke down, here and there. But it gets cold in the wintertime.
Yes.
Your feet get cold, bundle up, put on 2 or 3 socks, put on some long john jeans, then some sweatpants on top, and then the snow pants. It gets cold. Bundle up. Get the now they got heat warmers out. Get the heat warmers.
Right.
You got to work for everything that you get because once you work for it, you appreciate it a lot more.
A whole lot more. Shout out to Lucy in the building, baby. How you doing, beautiful, with your fine self, man? Salute. Hey, y'all say what's up to Lucy. She in the building. So, yeah, man, we got my man Christian Smith-Hughes in the building, mechanic extraordinaire. You know what I'm talking about? If you're in the Columbus, Ohio area, or even if you're in an out-of-town area, you want some real professional work done on your vehicle, y'all make sure y'all hit my brother Christian Smith-Hughes up. You know what I'm talking about? This is his number right here. Make sure y'all lock that in your phone, man. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get a Facebooks and all of that later on toward the end of the show. But y'all can get that number right there, you know what I'm saying, and lock it in. You know what I mean? And if y'all in the Columbus area and need some work done, listen, you're hearing it from me. Virgil Berry, Stats with the Facts. Listen, you need some work done on your car. I don't care what it is, what type of car you got. This your guy right here, man. Gonna give you a fair price on your parts and even more fair price on the work, on the labor. You know what I'm saying? Just make sure you tell him Stats with the Facts since you might get a discount, man. I can't guarantee anything, man. I ain't gonna
I'll sing to you.
Sing you
Don't you know?
Yeah, so we got my man Christian in the building, y'all, man. So I want you to sit up there, Christian, man, and talk about what is the future looking like. What are the future plans? What's the goal? You know what I'm saying, with the mechanic game, man? Like, where is it that you're trying to take it to? Where you see it going as far as starting the actual business or just keeping it, you know what I'm saying, on how you got it right now?
Right now, the goal right now is to learn these electric cars.
Right.
All the vehicles are going to be electric here pretty soon. So those are hitting the scene. So that was my next goal, is to begin to purchase electric tools. There's a whole separate set of tools for electric cars. And I'm not talking about the sockets and things like that. I'm talking about to be able to hold or work with this high voltage vehicle.
Right.
So you have to have electrical tools to actually work on the high voltage vehicles.
Right.
So
So,
that's my next step right there, and to teach some youth. You know, I've been wanting to teach some youth as far as I call it staying out the way.
stand
When
all
you
the way
work
out
on
the way.
cars, you stay out the way. You know,
Right.
when I was coming up, every time I went to go hang at a mechanic's place, you know, over my buddy Fraser's or over my Uncle Doug's, I missed something that happened because I was
Mm-hmm.
out of the way, you
Right.
know.
That's what's up.
You know, so you wanna learn how to stay out the way. So I would like to teach some youth how to stay out the way so they can get to be a older man like myself.
Right. And listen here, y'all, man. Listen, all y'all ladies out there, man, who got young boys that y'all raising, if y'all happen to be in the Columbus, Ohio, listen, there's no, there's a lot of things a young brother could learn, a lot of skills, a lot of trades, right? And I'm about to expound on this a little bit too. But when it comes to working on cars, cars aren't going anywhere. They're only going to just change, as far as like my brother said, to electric. So it will behoove you if you got one of those young boys out there, and his dad ain't around by some chance, you know what I mean, and they need a mentor. You know what I'm saying? Hit my man Christian up, man. He's more than willing to, you know what I'm saying, bestow young brothers with the game on how to become a mechanic. You know what I'm saying? It's like I said, it's a lucrative trade. It's a trade that you can literally take anywhere in the world, in the country, and you better make a living for yourself. And it's always good to know, especially with these cars coming in now. And I'm glad that you mentioned the electric cars, because I mean I didn't want to go here, but since you brought it up, we got to. So you've been working on these cars, and you've been noticing that the electric cars are coming in. And y'all already know how I do. I speak on a lot of different things. And one of those things are and is and will always be the incoming smart grid, which the smart cars is all going to be a part of, which is these cars are being electric. Now, I want you to, I don't know how much research you've done, if any, into this situation, but pretty soon we're going to get to a situation where the cars are going to be driving themselves. You know what I'm saying? So I want you to sit up there and talk about whatever you may know about that, or about as far as working on electric cars, how you, or have you been noticing how these electric cars are being built in a way to where you can see like, oh, this is getting to where they ain't even gonna need humans to drive these cars no more. You know what I'm saying? Like these cars are gonna be driving themselves.
Yeah, who was one of the early? Well, I have never really seen, or I haven't really worked on higher end vehicles. You know, Bentleys, Lamborghinis, Ferraris. You're going to go to those people for that because that's a whole different set of tools as well.
Mm-hmm.
But with those higher end vehicles, I've seen the Mercedes that had the sensors that was pretty much you put it on cruise control, it'll drive itself. You're going 80 miles an hour for the car ahead of you, you can set your distance and it'll stop. It'll come to a complete stop for you. And then when the flow of traffic picks back up, the car pick back up. So it pretty much was driving itself. You were just controlling the wheel. And that's been around since 2010. They put this stuff in, they implemented a lot of this stuff right before our eyes, and we didn't even know it. A lot of us didn't have the money to know this was what was happening for the past 10, 12 years. But I'm pretty sure on the higher end cars, they may have already had things like that on there.
Right.
As far as the cars driving themselves, you know, the Teslas, you got to take that to Tesla.
Mm-hmm.
Only Tesla's allowed to work on a Tesla. So you
Right.
don't really see those. A lot of hybrid vehicles, you see the hybrid vehicles, and I've worked on the hybrid vehicles, and you need, you know, the special gloves or whatever to handle the battery. That's you're supposed to, you know.
Right.
But yeah, the high voltage batteries, when a car breaks down, you know, it may cost more than the vehicle to repair it. That battery may cost $2,000, $4,000. When you bought the car for $1,500 to $2,000, we're talking about hybrids, you know, 09, 2012 and up, you know. So the electric vehicles are going to be very, very expensive, and that's one of the reasons why they cannot roll it out, because it's expensive. Everyone in America is not going to be able to drive an electric car with the price that it's set at right now.
Right.
It's going to have to be brought down to the price range that it's at right now, and I don't see that happening in our lifetime.
Right.
the way the economy is going, and the dollar's tight right now, so nobody's going to just go out and spend $80,000 to $100,000 on an electric car when they don't need one.
Right. And, that's very true. But when we're talking about the smart grid and these electric cars now, and I want to, and I pretty much can get this from what you've been talking about, but have you been noticing as the cars get newer that they're more electric than, I guess you want to say, analog cars, if that's a good way to say it?
You're talking about as far as just them putting electrical components into the car and being basic.
Yes.
I would say basic. Absolutely. A lot more sensors are on the car.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things can make the car go wrong, which is part of the plan. Cars, it was a, I don't know the history on it, but I feel that it was a plot when the car manufacturers built the cars, and the plot was to keep people oppressed.
Mm-hmm.
And the way you do that is you build a car that's guaranteed to fail.
Right.
You then, from what I've seen, once that car fails, you then threaten the government to shut down and fire people and put people out of a job.
Right.
And get the government to back off and say, no, just change this or just change that.
Right.
I don't know the number, but it takes so many people, so many thousands of complaints to create a class action lawsuit or a recall. So a lot of the way that our country is designed, how it's designed around gas or vehicles, it's a plot to keep people oppressed. And if they can go to NASA, sometimes they have to make repairs on spaceships, but for the most part, when they go have that successful trip, how did they build that successful spaceship to go there and come back?
Right.
I think the sun is what heats that baby up, or meteor may hit that spaceship and break something, but for the most part, they're building that thing tip-top shape to get to the moon, go out of space, and come back.
Right.
They can do the same thing with vehicles.
Right.
Maybe not the same materials, but they can apply the same science to it. And some vehicles, I was fortunate enough to buy one. I stumbled upon one. Was a 2000 Lexus. That vehicle's GS 300. That vehicle was known to be one of the vehicles that didn't show up at the shop. They didn't have a lot of experience with that model because that year 2000 just didn't break down.
Right.
I still have it to this day. 22 years old, 0 to 60 speed.
Right.
So they are able to put the knowledge and the effort into it, but if it's not going to generate enough money for that manufacturer, they're going to diminish the quality so they can increase their profit.
Right.
And that's going to be for parts. That's going to be for anything, mostly for the parts, for their mechanics, to keep their buildings open.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I've been noticing, man, like, I keep up on this stuff, and like I said, the smart grid is here, and I know the electric cars is on their way. And like I said, we've been desensitized with this stuff. I mean, cars that park themselves.
Oh,
if you
man.
remember, if you remember the Rocco video that you just do you, I'ma do me. He had the car, he had the Porsche
Parking itself. Yeah.
Porsche parking itself. And I just was noticing, like, over the years, how we've been getting hit with little bits and pieces and tidbits of these autonomous vehicles and smart vehicles coming into play. And now here we are starting to see it in real time. And I just want to get your take on.
That's because we'll say no.
Right.
We will say no. We had to vote on it on a lot of the stuff that's being done behind the scenes. We would say no. Right. So they just have to implement it.
Right.
And we don't get a say so on it at all. So once it's fully implemented, Terminator was one of my favorite movies. Skynet. Skynet is to me is real. That's what they have done. That's why they came out with the movie, to desensitize you that this is what we're going to do. We are going to implement this computer into your life, and you're not going to have a choice about it.
That's a fact. And with these autonomous vehicles to be coming, but the smart cars now, what I'm saying, and electric vehicles, so you got to think And I know there's something that you probably noticed too, working on cars. You know, these cars is getting newer and newer. They're having less moving parts. They're having more hermetic parts, more electrical parts. You know, so they're making the cars and they're geared towards cars that don't use gasoline. You know what I'm saying? With the hybrid vehicles and cars that just don't even use gasoline at all, fully electric cars. You know what I mean? I want you to go ahead and drop some game on the difference between working on an electric vehicle and working on, like, let's say, like I say, like an analog vehicle. And you know what I'm saying? And what have you found to be more difficult?
I really haven't worked on any electric vehicles.
Like completely total electric?
No, I have not.
Okay.
I have not. That would be something that will go to that manufacturer. If I have, because I don't own an all electric vehicle, so I'm going to work on my own vehicle myself before I go on someone else's vehicle. But a hybrid vehicle still has the mechanical aspect. It's just how it's powered, and some other things to it as well. But it still has your spark plug, your oil, your gaskets, your oil pan. It still has everything like that. But the fully electric ones I have not worked on yet.
Right. Shout out to my brother, Mr. O, in the building. Shout out to my brother, Mr. O, in the building, man. What up with you, Joe? What happening, Joe? My brother, Mr. O from Chicago. What happening, Joe? You hear me? We got my brother, Christian Smith-Hughes, in the building, man. You know what I'm saying? Mechanic extraordinaire. Dropping this game on y'all, man. On, you know what I'm saying, this mechanic game. It's a beautiful situation. It's a very lucrative trade and career and skill to have. It's one that can take you far. One that you can create some generational wealth with and everything. We got my brother. I've been knowing my brother for a long time up here. You already know any guy I come up on. I ain't gonna say any, but most guys I have come up on here, I've been knowing these guys 20 plus years, man. You know what I'm saying? And I just know a lot of brothers doing beautiful things. And like I said, this is the reason why I created this platform, is to give people like my brother Christian his proper shine, his proper display of showing and talking about what he know, because it's a beautiful thing, man. Because people like my brother Christian deserve to have a platform to talk about their skills and what they doing and what they got going on and all of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go ahead and drop my brother's number again, just in case. You know what I mean? You is in the Columbus, Ohio area, you know, and you need some work done on your car. My brother was the like, you know, y'all Chicago niggas say car. Need some work done on your car. You know what I'm saying? Hit my brother up at that number right there. You know what I'm saying? So, Christian, man, let me ask you this, man. When it comes to advertising for the business, you know what I'm saying? I heard you touch on this briefly, so I want to ask you formally. Outside of word of mouth, because if you're a businessman, you know that word of mouth is the absolute best form of advertisement. Free advertisement could be at that too. You know what I'm saying? But outside of word of mouth, using social media, you hear me? I want you to drop some game on how important you think it is or not is, you know what I'm saying, to incorporate advertising through social media for your mechanic business.
It's very important. I have not utilized it to my full potential because it's been my phone hasn't stopped ringing, but it's very important. You want to show people what you're capable of. So if your before and after or video shows people how your process goes, they'll be able to see that.
Right.
It's very important for people to see things on a daily basis, because with so much going on, so much new, so many new problems in the world, you constantly forget of who's out there. So if you are constantly reminded of that, that will help you. Now, I'm not saying post the same video of the same car. I mean, as you're going along, different vehicles, you know, it just constantly reminds people. And sometimes subliminally, it'll say, hey, I have that vehicle. That's what I need. So that's what I pretty much will recommend on that, to just constantly promote yourself, because it's considered a form of investment. Once you advertise for yourself, you have to invest in yourself. It's going to come back tenfold.
Right. It's very important to make sure when you do use your social engineering, your social media to promote your business, you want to make sure you do it in the most consistent way possible.
Mm-hmm.
One
And
thing
do not
go
go ahead.
ahead, bro. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, do not shy away from paying for the ad service.
Right.
Is that right? The ad service where you may pay them and they may put your name at the top of the list for a little while. You know that doesn't try that. That helps as well.
All right. Hell yeah. Hey, if you got, hey, sometimes you gotta, I said you gotta invest in yourself, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But one thing I found I do is when it comes to promoting business, and this is what I need to do. I'm surprised I haven't done this yet, but I'm going to do it this weekend. Is make a business Facebook page versus your personal Facebook page. You know what I'm saying? Which is I can't believe I haven't done this yet, but I'm going to do that this weekend. And yeah, it's
I need
important.
to do that. I need to do that. I need to do that myself. You
Yeah,
know, I just know
hey,
so
don't even,
many
hey, listen
people,
here, man,
so
Chris.
it's
I'm like
difficult.
2-3 years late. You know what I'm saying? But don't even, you know what I mean? You know,
I'm in the same boat
like,
with you, so we can both
yeah,
do it
you feel me?
tomorrow, I
Better late
think.
than never. You know what I'm saying? But what I
Mm-hmm.
found when it comes to social media and promoting your business, what I found outside of because most platforms offer a business page option. Outside of that, when you are and this is why it's good to get a business page, because if you want to use a personal page, you want to try to focus on not, if you want to have a business, a personal Facebook page and use that to promote your business, you want to focus on nothing but promoting your business and nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be like posting anonymous, you know what I'm saying, things,
Cookouts, you know,
you know what
you
I'm
have to
saying,
cook
about
out,
how
you know,
you
had nothing to
feel or
do with
what
the
you think.
business.
You want to,
Yeah.
every post you post has to be, and I'm working on this myself. That's why I'm about to just get a whole business page. But you want to focus on promoting nothing but your business. Nothing. Anytime you make a post, it's something pertaining to whatever it is you do as a business. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So, and that's why I'm glad
Mm-hmm.
that these platforms offer those options, because you can have a personal page, but you also have a business page too. You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
that's very important. That's very, very important.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I want you to this is the question I got for you right here, Chris.
Okay.
Being a mechanic and doing what you've been doing for how long you've been doing it, can you give us a time cap on how many years, whatever it's going to take for you to get in the paint and learn what you need to learn to operate on your own? Like, what is the set amount of years you could say to where a person should just get it in before they actually try to set out on their own?
Oh, that is a difficult step to take. See, my experience, I actually worked in the call center job, and I repaired cars as well. So I was pretty much working two jobs at once because I did not want to take that step. Um, so the best way to take that step is to be fully prepared. Um, Being fully prepared means having your tools that you're going to need
Right.
um, in pretty much every situation. Um, Being focused on your income because it's not no longer going into a job or anything like that. You have to be focused on your task at hand. So that's why I am very detail oriented when I repair a vehicle, because my income depends on it. So nothing gets rushed. Nothing. It's nothing. No unnecessary repairs. Um, Also, no under repairs, meaning if you
Right.
need something fixed, unfortunately, if it has something to do with the part that I'm touching, if I don't put a bad part back on a car, so that may have to be included as well. So you just have to just look at everything in its entirety, where you are in your life. Are you fully prepared? Uh, do you have your own place? If not your own place, do you have a vehicle that you can live and work out of somewhat if you're in that type of situation? So it's a situation where it's not about the time, it's about your experience.
Right.
So if you can do everything I did, it took me to do in a year or two, because there's a lot of smart people out there,
Right.
then you will be fully prepared, you know? So you just have to take into account not just if you're just going to do it. You have to take into account, is my family going to be okay? Am
Right.
I going to be okay? Am I going to be safe while I'm doing it? And what can possibly prevent me from doing it?
Right.
And I had to come to realization that there are things that can prevent you from doing it. There's family, friends. There's your self doubt as well,
Right.
which is the biggest of all. So if you doubt yourself, I really wouldn't recommend you do it. Um, I recommend that you remove all doubt when you try something. Doubt is no longer necessary in this day and age, because you can always access the information.
Right.
And if you can't access the information, sometimes you can ask around enough to get pointed in the right direction.
Right.
So once you're in a position to do those things, then you're ready to move forward to the next step. Always write out what you plan to do, because when you write it out and you are doing that checklist, it will all come together, and then you will know yourself within what you're capable of.
Right. That's some solid game right there, man. Especially because you gotta think though, when you working on somebody's car, right? And you a mechanic, you saying that you a mechanic, and you sitting here telling people you can fix what's wrong with their car. I would imagine, and I would imagine you definitely can't be having the spirit of doubt just the festering up in your mind and stuff, man. You gotta have that
Mm-hmm.
confidence. You understand what I'm saying? You gotta have that
Mm-hmm.
confidence. You know what I mean? Like when you know you about to work on somebody's car and you done sit up here and study, did however you know what you doing, you done it this many times, or if it's something that you haven't done before.
Mm-hmm.
But being a mechanic and being mechanically inclined, you know how to go about, especially with the internet nowadays. There's ways you can go about. Somebody hits you, hey, I need such and such done, Christian. And all right, let me get back with you. You hear me? And I'm pretty sure
Mm-hmm.
you do that all the time. And that's that point when you go ahead and do your due diligence, because we have
Mm-hmm.
access to the information now, and you can literally go get yourself a crash course on how to fix just about anything on any car nowadays.
And I also subscribe to a service. So I recommend early, um, if you're able to afford, $125 to $150 a month, uh, that's one of the key essentials that's necessary. I didn't know that. I
Right.
lost a lot of money in the first 3 or 5 years doing business because I refused to subscribe to a monthly service for $150 a month.
Right.
Well, once I did subscribe to the service, that multiplied my income. And what I
Right.
mean by that is every vehicle is different. So if you subscribe to a service, it will tell you how much time it will take to do, per se, an alternator.
Right.
Some jobs may be 45 minutes. Some jobs may call for 3 hours. So it improves your income when you subscribe to a service, a monthly service. It also gives you information on how to repair a car. So if you don't know how to do a particular repair, if you've never done it before, that service removes the doubt because it now provides you the instructions on how to do it. Now you just have to read the directions on how to do that particular repair.
Right. Yeah, that's
So it's
definitely
very important
that's
to
definitely
invest into yourself.
yeah, that's why I'm about to
And
you just took the words right out of my mouth. That's investing in yourself right there. You know what I'm saying? It would behoove you if you're going to
uh,
take on the profession of being a mechanic to, add anything to your repertoire that's going to improve you and contribute to you becoming an even better mechanic. And something
mhm,
really you might seem like it's a lot, but paying that $150 a month, you're gonna have
mhm.
access to good game on any on imagine tools and services and if it's a job you never worked on a certain car, you know what I'm saying? pretty sure something like that would be very lucrative for you. Like my man said, it's definitely increased his income and added on to everything he's doing. So, you know, man, y'all make sure y'all young mechanics out there listening, man, make sure y'all take heed to that advice, man. Don't be afraid or too cheap to invest in yourself, man. Ain't nothing wrong with adding on to the knowledge you got. Those little services might seem like they work a lot of money, don't really do nothing though, but some of these services actually work.
I subscribe to Mitchell, which is Snap-on. Snap-on is a tool name, but they are in business with the people that provide labor time. Labor time is the standard time that it takes for any particular vehicle, no matter where you are. The labor rate, how much they charge, will change, but that time it takes is what you're supposed to be charged for. So if you know how much time it should take, if you're able to do your calculation and you have your directions, that removes any doubt, and you should be able to move forward if you're trying to be a mechanic.
That's a fact.
Absolutely.
That's a fact. Yeah, so, man, we got my man Christian in the building, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, click on the bell and all of that, man. Share on your social media, your social engineering, on your Facebooks, your Instagrams, your Twitters and all of that, man, your TikToks and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Hit my man Christian up on that number, of course. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to go ahead and type Christian's Facebook handle in here real quick. And it's pretty obvious what it is. This is his name, you know what I'm saying? This is what we do, real ones. We go by our real names, man. We ain't got no silly ass, crazy ass Facebook names and all that stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? We got to start regular names, man. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, so all y'all do is just I tapped it in the comments. I ain't gonna highlight them. I'm gonna keep my brother's number coming. Listen, y'all just go to Facebook, type that name in Facebook, man. It's gonna pop right up. If you want to get in contact with the brother on Facebook, that's how y'all do it. You know what I'm saying? We got my man.
I may have my hair braided, man. I might not have
they might not recognize you.
My hair braided, man. Yeah. So if I got braids, it's me, man.
Yeah, we got my brother Christian Smith-Hughes on the platform, man. You know what I'm talking about? Anybody want to come up and ask my brother any questions? We're gonna open up the panel here for a nice little 5 minutes. Anybody want to come up? You know what I'm saying? Ask Christian any questions concerning mechanics and all of that. Or, if my man Justin's still in the building, you want to come up and say whatever you wanted to say, brother, you're more than welcome to come on in the building. You know what I'm talking about? You're more than welcome. The link is right there next to my name. Y'all can hit that link long as y'all ain't on no bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can come on in, man. Ask my brother a question. Ask me a question. Ask something to the demonstration. We in the building tonight. We got my brother Christian Smith-Hughes in the building, man. I can't wait till I get my machine where I'll be dropping the bombs and the applause and all that stuff. It's going to be going crazy over here. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, though, man. We got my man in the building, man, dropping these jewels on this mechanic situation, man. It's a beautiful thing. It's an honor and privilege. We're going to keep the panel open up to about another 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Another 3 to 5 minutes. We're gonna let it open, and if y'all want to come up and ask my brother a question or something like that, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, this is an honor and a privilege, man. Like I said, I created this platform to showcase people like my brother Christian. You know what I'm saying? As y'all can see, man, he is a mountain of knowledge. He has a wealth of knowledge in the mechanic field. I mean, he can literally fix anything you need fixed on your car. Like, it ain't never been a time when something went wrong with my car and I took it to Christian and he was like, "Oh, I ain't gonna be able to do it, bro." You know what I'm saying? Like, get you in, get you out ASAP. You know what I'm saying? You can see he's a charismatic, magnetic guy. So if you happen to just want to stay over there, and if it's a quick thing like changing the tire oil change or something, you know what I'm saying? As you see, he has a mountain of knowledge, a wealth of knowledge to get you. So all y'all young guys out there, y'all looking for a mentor, man, you know what I'm saying? You can hit my brother Christian up if you want to become a mechanic or there's something that you're interested in, something that intrigues you. You hit Christian up, and I'm pretty sure he'd be more than happy to take you as an apprentice or as an understudy, whatever you want to call it, drop some jewels on you. You know, so make sure you get it the right way. So when you go out on your own, man, you're going to know what to do. You know what I mean? Christian, you got anything you want to say in closing or anything like that? Go ahead and say that, you know what I mean?
Man, I forgot to say, man, I am a big Ohio State Buckeyes fan as well.
Okay.
So OH,
Mm-hmm.
but I just had to put that in there. But no, man, it's just like I said, cars. It's necessary. If you need your car fixed, please give me a call. I will do the best I can. Try to work anything I can out for you. For all of you, give me a call if you need any advice or anything like that. Just give me a call. I'm more than willing to do that as well. I want to thank Virgil for being on the show, because Virg is a very powerful, intelligent Black brother, so he only promotes positivity. So that's one thing that I really like and respect about Virgil. He always shows a lot of love to everybody. If you know Virgil, then you know that. So that's big ups to Big Virg,
You already know.
And just give me a call if you need your car fixed. I'm your guy.
You already know, man. Make sure y'all hit that number right there, 614-374-5486. My brother Christian Smith-Hughes, man. If you need your oil change, I'm talking about if you need your radiator change, if you need a radiator flush and fill, if you need your tires changed, if you need your brakes and rotors done like I just got done, if you need anything done, I'm talking about if you need the windshield wipers replaced, if you need the windshield wiper motor replaced, you know what I'm talking about? If you need anything done on your car, I don't care what make it is, what model it is, what year it is. You hear me? Take it to my brother Christian. He gonna get you all the way together. How you in and out like a robbery or as soon as possible. You know what I mean? Discount. I mean, he gonna make sure he gets you the parts you need at the most affordable price that he could possibly get them for you, man. You know what I mean? And when it comes to the labor, I think whatever he charges for labor, I don't even question. He tell me what it is to get the car fixed. I just give him the money because I know one thing for sure, two things for certain. It's going to be fixed and it's going to be fixed right. And that's all I'm concerned with because I drive my car a lot and I need it to be in the best running condition it can be. And my brother Christian is definitely contributing. Since I've been home, y'all, you hear me? I've been home about 6 years now, man. I done went through about 4 or 5 cars. You hear me? And Christian's operated on every last vehicle I've had since I've been home. So you know what I mean? Make sure y'all go hit my brother up. You know what I'm talking about? If you're in the area and you need some work done, hit that brother's line, man. He gonna get you all the way together, man. Christian, I thank you for coming on the show. Nobody's coming up on the panel, so we about to shut the show down. We ain't gonna drag it out too long, man. We got my brother Christian Smith-Hughes in the building. It's been an honor and a privilege, brother. You know what I'm talking about? And like I said, not this weekend. Oh, you already know, man. Anytime, man. Anytime you got anything new going on, or if you want to just come on, chop it up on a certain subject, we top it up. You know, you're more than welcome to come on. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you're welcome. You're all welcome. You know what I mean? You're all welcome.
All right, bet.
Yeah, you already know. So that's my man, Christian Smith-Hughes, man. Thank you for coming up, bro. And I'll get with you. Like I said, not this weekend coming up, but the weekend after that, that's when I'm going to need my goddamn it tune up. And we need to fix that. I'm gonna holler at you about seeing how we're gonna go about getting that AC situation fixed. You know what I'm talking, so we can make sure everything lined up right.
Gotcha.
All right then, Chris. Appreciate you, bro.
All right, peace and love.
All right. Yeah, so that was my brother Christian, man. You already know what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? This Real Talk podcast. You know what I'm talking about? Like I told y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? You already know, man. I'm going to keep going, Lance Parker, man. LP, my brother LP in the building, man. Listen, I told you, when I bring brothers up here, it's a solid situation, man. I'm showing up here, sitting up here, bringing these brothers to y'all. I'm talking about who say black men ain't building, who say we ain't doing nothing, who say we ain't, man, quit playing with me. I know brothers out here, you know what I'm saying, doing their thing. You know what I'm talking about? I know brothers out here. I'm talking about. I know brothers out here that's making it happen, and they ain't in the streets selling drugs or trapping. You hear me? You know what I'm talking about? I know brothers doing beautiful things, man, and I'm about to have a lot more of my brothers coming up, and I know some sisters doing some beautiful things too. So y'all know on ladies' night, you know what I'm saying, y'all can always look out for a beautiful lady coming up. You know what I'm saying? Whether she be running her own business or she's doing things in the community, or you know, we having a thought-provoking intriguing conversation about whatever we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people doing beautiful things. And one of the reasons why I created this platform is to share these people with y'all so y'all can know them and be blessed and bestowed with their presence and their knowledge and their information, man. It's just a beautiful thing, man. I appreciate everybody for coming out. You know what I'm saying? Hit that like button. Smash that like button. Click on the bell. Subscribe to the page. You know what I'm saying? Share on your social media, your social engineering, you know, your Facebooks and all of that. Tell everybody to tap in with us. Y'all know how we do it. Sunday through Saturday. Got them at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We in the building. This is how we do it. Shouts out to everybody in the chat. You know what I mean? I appreciate y'all coming out. Like I said, y'all could be anywhere in the world, but y'all right here with me, man. That's beautiful. I appreciate that. I do not take that for granted. I don't care if it was one person watching. You hear me? Beautiful, man. I appreciate that. I'm very humbled by that. You know what I'm saying? Actual content, real content. You feel me? A lot of people call themselves content creators, but you know, and I'm not sitting here like doing none of this stuff. I'm just being real. I'm just being honest. You hear me? When it comes to creating content, quality content, you know what I'm saying? You have to have integrity. You know, you have to have heart. Right? And to some degree, you got to be a charismatic and magnetic guy or girl. You know what I'm talking about? You got to talk about things that actually matter, you know, and you got to diversify your content, man. You can't just be focused on doing one thing. You don't want to limit yourself, man. And I want to share my platform with guys like my brother Christian, you know what I'm saying? Because these are the type of people, everyday people we see. We need to get our car fixed, or with Dar, we need to get for y'all ladies, get your brows done. Or whoever I have come up here with my man James, if you need to get some video edited, you hear me? Whatever the situation may be, you know what I'm saying? Just regular people doing irregular and outstanding things, you know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful thing. This is one of the reasons why, or the main reason why I credit the platform, like I said. So y'all already know, man, I appreciate everybody coming out. You know what I'm saying? Hit that like button on y'all's way out. You know what I mean? Of course, I got to leave y'all with a selection from E&E. You know what I'm talking about? Got to leave y'all with a selection. And since the song I want to keep playing, I'm going to go ahead and close it out with this one, man. Listen, this is The Cool by my man Glitch the Guarantee and my man Narciss off of the Butcher Boys album. E&E presents Black Friday. You know what I'm talking about? I'm going to drop the link right here for y'all. Y'all want to go download that album. It's, you know, so y'all can go download this album right now. You hear me? Y'all can go download it, bang it out. It's a banger. You got the whole E&E family on there, man. Go download that joint right now, man. We're going to ride out to this track right here. Appreciate everybody coming out, man. Thank y'all. I really appreciate it. For real, I'm humble. I'm honored, blessed, privileged, all of that. Manners, blessings, respect. Make sure y'all tap in tomorrow, man. We got my girl Brandy Ann coming on. Ooh, we gonna chop it up about so many different things, man. Listen, this chick right here, you hear me? She is, you know, we gonna wait till tomorrow. But this chick right here, you know what I'm saying? I met her through through Facebook, of course, because y'all know I'll be on there networking and all that stuff. And you know, she has a very intriguing mind. You know what I'm saying? It's not too often that you see women, you know, interested or doing research into such things, you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna chop it up about a whole bunch of stuff tomorrow. We're gonna have my girl Brandy in the building. So that's a beautiful thing. Y'all make sure y'all tap into that. Friday night, of course, we're gonna do things a little different on the Friday night wrap up. We're gonna be discussing these movies, man. 2 movies we're gonna be discussing. The Woman King, right? And the other movie we're gonna be discussing is American Refugees. Ooh, that movie right there. I know y'all probably don't all see The Woman King, but this movie, American Refugees, oh, y'all got to go check this movie out. It's deep. It's bugged out. I'm telling y'all got to go check it out. We're going to discuss that because that movie is raw. You hear me? American Refugee, Friday night. You know what I'm saying? We're going in, Friday night wrap up, breaking down American Refugee, the movies American Refugees and The Woman King. We're going to get to it, man. So make sure y'all tap in. Saturday night, E&E Saturdays. Y'all know how we do. We having a live listening party from my brother King Els. Y'all know my brother King Els. We going in. We're going to be having a live listening party for his album, The Summer Is Mine. You know what I'm saying? It's only right. The summer's coming to an ending, so it's only right that we leave the summer with the LP from my brother King Els from E&E. The Summer Is Mine, man. So we about to get up out of here, y'all. I'm going to leave y'all with this track right here. Hit that like button on the way out. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the page. Share on your social media and all of that. Thank y'all for coming out, man. We love y'all, man. Holla back tomorrow night. 8 o'clock p.m. We going in. Let's go.
Why you all talking?
See, this thing be acting crazy, man. Let me go ahead and run this thing back real quick. Right? We going in, y'all. E&E banger. Go download the album right now. Have a good night, y'all. E&E in the building. You know what I'm talking about? Go download the album. It's right there next to my name in the chat. Enjoy y'all's evening, everybody, man. Hit that like button, man.
Boogie Major. We on the rise now, middle fingers in the sky now. Roller hay, so we high now. How we ride now? All coops with the top down. And we listen in the top down. Trees got a whole pound. Real G's when we come round. Niggas know how it's going down. Yeah, we on the up, bitch. Real shit you should fuck with. E&E throwing up shit.
And we stay ballin'. But this one's my sport in. All looking for the fall in. Switch don't fall in. And we go all in. While we listening to all in. While you all talking. We smoking and coughing. Till we land in the coffin. Glitching, nauseous. Yeah, stepping out office. Yeah, it is that bullshit. Kill him in vain is vanity. Yeah. Do it again is insanity. Yeah. Nauseous a real vigilante. Yeah. Killing these kids is plan B. Yeah. Hood is too hot with an antifreeze. Yeah. Blowing on leaves from these planet trees. Don't break the code, this family. We cutting off legs like amputees. My flow is classic, antique. Yeah. Freaking the beat is in Japanese. Yeah. Ever our cook is a masterpiece. Yeah. When money talkers be Japanese. Fire and flame it with gasoline. Yeah. Passing my sons, that's a legacy. Yeah. Study the gang, how they testing me. Yeah. They dropped the ball, man, that's incomplete. Beat them so bad, make them retreat. Yeah. All of these gems you can retweet. Yeah. Play with your boys on repeat. You pay the price with your receipt. Yeah. Below $1 million, flipping it. Everyday noise get sickening. Trying to flip bills to trillions. Turning these good girls to villains. Lyrics is sick, butcher with shit. Any clip where we represent. Put it on wax like a candlestick. We moving units and measurements. Cooking it up in the lab. We just performing experiments. Since I'm the bomb atomic, these rappers out of my element.
Now, middle fingers in the sky now. Roller hay, so we high now. How we ride now? All coops with the top down. And we listen in the top down. Trees got a whole pound. Real G's when we come round. Niggas know how it's going down. Yeah, we on the up, bitch. Real shit you should fuck with. E&E throwing up shit.
And we stay ballin'. Records must my sport in. Ball looking for the fall in. Switch don't fall in. And we go all in. While we listening to all in. While you all talking. We smoking and coughing. Till we land in the coffin. Glitching, nauseous. Yeah, stepping out office. Yeah, it is that bullshit.
Glitch, nigga. Perfected my flow. If I'm on the track, then you know it's a go. So guarantee, nigga, and I guarantee treat the gas like the Clippers. You know I'm a choke. Only exotic when blowing the smoke. No one ahead of me. I got the recipe. Do this shit easily. This is my destiny. Sick throwing lobs. I'm dunking on everything. Niggas is sick, and I got the remedy. What I prescribe is extra artillery. Get in my zone and start going berserk. I'm feeling like Clay when he went off a 60. With the bullshit, swear to God you can miss me. Best friends with the money, Aaliyah and Missy. I come from the bottom. To try me is risky. Throwing this K like that bitch is a frisbee. Real talk. Let me lock in. Show these niggas what I do. Axe Rain, I'll be standing next to players too. Front line shit, nigga, I'm the fucking truth. Top 6 ever of the 5 in my group. Niggas still bang top down in the coop. Put your boy up and we coming for the loot. E&E shit, we the best, yeah, it's true. This to guarantee you, nigga, this is what I do.